lovers in the dark, on the run from the one that they call Chef Spark. 6 guns by the side and bullets round their waist. 2 shots to the sky, signal sign for the chase. The safe was nearly empty and they were nearly free, but was seen by the good eye.
What's up? This is Jared of Dirty Heads. You're watching Pavlina's Kidz Place.
So hey everyone, this is Pavlina from Pavlina's Kidz Place. I'm on location here in Jacksonville for the big ticket event, and I'm here with Jared, but Dustin's in the background a little bit, so.
There he is. That's his beautiful face.
Yeah, so how are you guys kind of doing?
We're doing great. We're having a good time. We played a show yesterday, and we have one today, and then hang out in Miami for a little bit and write for our new album, and then we're going to head home.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Definitely. That must be really fun. So your music has a lot of like reggae and rock and kind of like a soccer mix in it. So who were your influences when you were, just beginning with your career, and who are your influences now?
When we were growing up, and when we started the band, there was bands like Beastie Boys and Sublime that really opened our eyes to being able to play. They kind of made their own genres of music. They took from other styles of music and then they made their own sound, and that's what our goal kind of was. We never really talked about it, but once we started getting going, we started blending, like you said, reggae and hip-hop and a lot of other music, and once that happened, we're like, oh, this is cool, let's make our own distinctive sound. So when you hear the Dirty Heads, you know it's the Dirty Heads.
So working with Rome Ramirez with the song Lay Me Down, which is a huge hit, and I love that song. So what was that like, and are you guys working with any songs with him now?
That was great. I mean, it really elevated both of our careers. It helped us both out. We didn't really know that song was going to blow up. We're really glad that it did. We loved the song. We just wrote it in our backyard as friends. We were hanging out. We were having a barbecue. Hey, let's write some music. We recorded it in a couple days, and then K-Rock, the station in L.A., heard it, and it went to #1 there, and then all across the country, broke a bunch of records. So to do that with our friend and to be able to elevate both of our careers, that was really cool. We actually are currently writing with Rome for the new album. We write really well with Rome. We're kind of in the same mindset where we kind of can get in each other's heads and we know what we want to do. So he's been producing beats and we've been writing some new songs, not with him featured on it, but we just to have 3 brains instead of 2 or 1 is really cool. So we actually are currently writing with him. We're going to write in Miami, like I said, for 2 days, but then we go right back to Rome's house. Wow. So we're doing, and we're going to do a lot of new stuff on this new album. We're going to, we did the reggae hip-hop thing, and we've done that, and we'll keep that vibe. It's always going to be there, but we're going to try and do something a little different for this album. Probably a little bit bigger, a little bit more hype, yeah.
Awesome. Are you allowed to tell me about any of that or no?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
And we'll keep that a surprise for everything. So growing up, kids have all kinds of obstacles. What kind of obstacles did you have, and how did you overcome or deal with them?
I had a problem. I was really creative growing up in school, and I really only cared about art class, and like there was all these other classes that they didn't inspire me in any way, and that was kind of which I thought that maybe some education systems could make a little bit better. Just if you're inspired by one thing, there can be a better way to integrate what you're into your other classes somehow. So that my problem was just staying at school. I was ditching a little bit too much. But I did really well, and I had honors art and all that stuff. I was planning on going to art school, so that really saved me. So actually art kind of helped me get through school, because that was the one class I loved, and my art teacher was like, hey, well, you're not going to be able to go to this art school if you don't do well in your other classes. So I just think catering to what kids really care about is really important once you get to the level of like high school, and then try and integrate other things, because other things are really important, like economics and history and things like that. I love history now. I didn't like it in school because of the way they presented it to me. So there's just some things that I think can be worked out a little bit. Yeah. Especially for creative kids.
So if you could put like a dream song together, who would you want to work with?
Oh man, that's a good question. A dream song. Wow. I don't know. That's like something I'd have to think about. We always wanted to do a song with all 3 of the Beastie Boys. Oh wow. And then MCA passed away. That was kind of a big hit to us. That would be really. Any alive or dead?
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know. That's something like I don't want to say the answer because I'm going to regret it 5 minutes later when I really think about it.
You can always change it. It's okay. Flexible here.
Wow, that's really cool. Alive or dead? I mean, obviously Bob Marley was a huge influence, and we never got to see him live. That would be cool. I think that would probably be my main. Or you know what? Frank Sinatra. If we could do a song with Frank Sinatra, a hip-hop song with Frank Sinatra, that'd be crushing.
That would.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
He's the coolest of the cool.
Yeah, what were your days in high school like? I know you kind of like talked about it a little bit before.
They were really fun. When I met Dustin and we started messing around with music, that's all we really cared about. So I knew our percussion player from, we grew up in California, so we had alternative sports. So I had surf class, so I'd get up every day and go surfing. That really helped me through the day. Just getting up, doing something, physical and being out in the water is really good. Just to set the vibe for the day. That was fun. So do that and then just go hang out. And then sometimes I would not go to my classes once again to go to Dustin's musicianship class. Musicianship class.
You got it.
I know. It's bad memories, so I'm not saying it right now. I'm just kidding. So I'd go to that, and we'd write songs and stuff like that. I think we started writing songs, and a couple of them actually made it to our first demo from what we did in high school. And really all we cared about once we met was writing and trying to make the band and go play shows and go play parties and stuff like that.
Definitely, that's great. I've talked with a couple other artists who have written stuff in high school together, and then they had it when they got it bigger and everything, which I always think is really cool because
we're still playing songs that we wrote when we were 18.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
And that's what got them really big and everything, which is cool. So your new album, Phantoms of Summer, which is like the acoustic session.
What's wrong with everybody's mouth today?
I know, I can't talk.
Okay.
That came out a while ago, but what makes that album really special to you?
We got back to our roots. It was really fun to we started as an acoustic act, just me, Dustin, and John. We would sit and we'd play, like I said, bars and restaurants and parties, anything we could do. And it was just us and a guitar and some percussion. And it was really fun to just break down and kind of really dive into what the lyrics were about, really dive into melodies, and just keep something really mellow and vibey that you could just put on when you didn't really need to pay attention, or if you did want to, just something you put on in the summertime when you're just hanging out. It was just fun. I like a lot of bands that I like, when they do acoustic stuff, it's really cool because you get to hear them in a different vein. You get to hear their voice. You get to hear everything. So that's some of my favorite stuff. So we always wanted to do that. So we were really comfortable with it. It wasn't hard for us to go from full-blown production to an acoustic album. So it was just kind of going back to home.
What were your biggest moments so far?
The Lay Me Down was huge when we got, when we started breaking records and stuff like that. We were like, what? This song that we wrote in the backyard, and then, this is crazy. We're breaking records. We're #1. That was cool. We got a gold record.
Wow.
That was really amazing. And then I think the tours and just seeing the crowds go from 2 to 12 to 20 to 200 to 2,000, to 8,000 or 10,000. It's just to see the growth of our band and to see the growth of the fans of something that you've made, and then to get these emails from people. You really helped me with this. You really helped me get through. My mom passed away, or I came down with a sickness and I'm better now. But it really helped me. Once you get a certain amount of those emails, you're like, wow, people are really listening to our lyrics and really listening to what we have to say, and that kind of makes it special for you, especially when you start writing songs. You're like, okay, well, people are actually listening to us now, so I'm really gonna care about what we say and things like that. Whenever we get emails, that really, it means a lot, and it's really cool, and it's definitely given us a different aspect on the band. But that's a really good moment when you get things like that. Yeah,
definitely. I would want to get those kind of emails. That's awesome. So what are your upcoming plans and events?
Right now, we are 100% concentrating on writing the new album. We're gonna take January and February off just to record and write, and then I think we'll get back on tour in March, and hopefully the album should come out in June or July.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for talking to me.
No problem.
Well, come with me to a place by the sea. If the ship breaks down, you can always find me. Dirty J chilling underneath a shady tree. Our fans are always welcome with our friends and family.